Okay, so I got to a part of the Whitman Walk where you can see the creek, and just nice and secluded in this spot. Um, and I actually remember Whitman talking about, in Specimen Days, you'll see him mention a lot about secludedness and solitariness. And I can hear the fish. All the nature around. A butterfly. I don't know what you can see in the video, but so glad that this is still protected here with the land, that they've preserved it. Okay, I see another little section. It says, Autumn Side Bits, September 20th. Here I sit in solitude, absorbing, enjoying all. Yeah. Just to read a little about Timber Creek. It's a tributary of the Delaware River, so it runs through southern New Jersey. And, okay, so it's 12 miles from Camden. And what Whitman enjoyed doing, especially in the creek, I'm assuming the water was a little clearer in the 1870s. So he practiced a physical therapy here. He sunbathed, he mud-bathed, he bathed in the flowing spring. He scrubbed his skin with a hard brush, so that's a type of exfoliation practice. He wore only shoes and a straw hat. He sang opera, folk songs, he recited poetry. Like I said, he especially liked Homer and Shakespeare here. He wrestled with the saplings that grew along the bank. So I'm assuming that it means he was pulling at the trees here. Oh, okay. And he actually had his admirers knew he loved this area so much that they raised money to build a cottage on the creek. So you actually see there are homes along the creek here. However, the plan never materialized. So now, this is a public park now. And in the 1930s through the 1950s, this site was actually laid beneath, not pretty, the town's dump. So local citizens actually cleaned up and restored this area. So thank you to the citizens of Laurel Springs who did this. And the Stafford House, like I said, it was actually restored in the 1970s. So thankfully, they preserved this area. There's an area called Whitman Woods. I'm going to see if I can get to it, but like I said, there was a storm here. So I don't know if it'll be available to go into. Thankfully, Elizabeth Kuhner Smith, I hope I got your name right, Elizabeth, is really, you can go onto Whitman Woods and donate because they're still trying to preserve it. It is their land, the Kuhner Smith family's land, but it is under a fear of being used for developments, developing. Okay, I found another quote. It says, Babylon, O brook, with that utterance of thine I too will express what I have gathered in my days and progress native, subterranean, past, and now thee. Okay, so I love just how they included, all of these different quotes. It's just wonderful. I think there's one more quote. I'll just keep walking. And I think I'll end with reading a letter that Whitman writes to, this is a nice secluded spot. And here's another quote. It's like you're witnessing Andrew's quest. Okay. So, it's hard to read. Let's see. This is my treasure hunt. Okay. It says, I am sitting near the brook under a tulip tree, 70 feet high, thick with the fresh verdure of its young maturity, a beautiful object, every branch, every leaf perfect. Okay. Well, it's just really, really I'm basically nestled in the trees right now. That's how I feel. And there definitely is an elevation here. So when they were saying that the Stafford House was on a hill, it's definitely true. There is an elevation. And I'm sure if you live near a creek, you know that as well. This area really, I see why Whitman says it reminds him of West Hills, because going to that area of West Hills a lot at the birthplace, there's springs there too. It's a very similar type of geography. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break to get the letter, and I'll read that in this section.